Solid wood work, traditionally handled by carpenters in smaller workshops, have now been taken over by, designers. What scale you want to be at, this really matters. So if you want to make yourself into a 1,000 crore company or a 10,000 crore company, you have to focus on the bottom end of the market. There are very few players who have managed to establish themselves as brands. Modernization and industrialization that they've had, they've been sitting on for the last 50, 70 years at least within the furniture industry. And for us in India, it's been a 15, 20-year journey. I initially did not want to get into the furniture business. I wanted to get into banking, and I used to work with Citibank. But post doing my MBA and the trials that my father, who had actually started in the furniture business that he was going through, drove me to enter into this space. And then I formed a love for it and started several businesses, all with the within the domain of furniture. There is a panel craft unit, anywhere you can throw a stone in this city. So I wouldn't say there's a cluster as such. Every second road in Bangalore will have a panel craft unit. Solid wood work, traditionally handled by carpenters in smaller workshops, have now been taken over by designers actually entering into this space, and most of them starting their own units. So, but I wouldn't say there's a geographic cluster as such. So it's a customer pyramid. It's very simple. Luxury furniture will always be on top. The demand will always be the lowest in this area. India is a mass market, for any product, and furniture is no different. So Bangalore is probably third or fourth in line in terms of the cities and the demand. One is probably in Delhi, the highest demand of luxury furniture. Two is probably Bombay. And then you're probably looking at either a Hyderabad or a Bangalore. And that's where the competition lies in third or fourth position. It's natural. It'll always be higher on weekends. I would say it also depends on the position and placement location of the store or studio. So this plays a very important part. If you're talking about a high street location, you can have footfalls throughout the week. It will always go up on a weekend, right? But we are not a high street store. We are a destination store. So people always come to us making appointments. So this is a stark contrast. We are more of a boutique within the high-end space. So we're not a general walk-in kind of place. So the trends currently, I would say, and have been strong for the last 5-6 years, are definitely within the mid-century space. So mid-century furniture design is basically taking a significant resurgence. We have, the thing is, we work with a lot of different clientele, and we customize furniture. So that's the core to what we do. We have a very small ready-made collection, but most of what we do is anyway customized. So we have a large variety of what we are capable of doing. And we have been doing a lot of classical, gilded in gold, 24-carat furniture. But at the same time, we're also making mid-century furniture. Yeah, we manufacture everything. We design, we manufacture. We import fabrics, we import timber, we import hardware. Well, a fabric is the best thing for, a high GSM fabric. So specifically, saying that no, only cottons are best is not something I'd necessarily prescribe to, because you now have polyesters which are, almost as good, even somebody like me who's been in the trade as long as he has, it's difficult to tell the difference between a cotton and polyester at sometimes. But I wouldn't say any one thing is the best. There are certain brands that offer very high quality fabrics, and we generally recommend those to our clients. I would definitely say if you want to enter into the furniture business, you have to have a passion for what you do. And now within that space of passion, you have to choose what is it that you enjoy doing. And I think this is the most important factor. I think, if you have a product, you're always going to have a market for it, and it doesn't matter really where you place yourself. It really matters at what scale you want to be at. This really matters. So if you want to make yourself into a 1,000 crore company or a 10,000 crore company, you have to focus on the bottom end of the market. So we talked about a pyramid. So the bottom end of the market is where the heaviest weight is. So that's where you need to focus. So that's it. So if you are not wanting to play with very large numbers, then you probably want to go to the upper end of the market. So that's all it is. It's a decision in business more than anything else. But back to your primary question, which is what kind of furniture should one deal in? You should deal in the kind of furniture that you like to deal in. Passion is critical. What India lacks is brands. Okay, so this is the big change that's going to happen, and that actually has been happening for the last 10 to 15 years, is moving from a unorganized market or a lesser organized market to an organized market. Now, what does this mean? That earlier, you would go to Raju Bhaiya because, lots of people go to Raju Bhaiya to buy your furniture. But Raju Bhaiya is now entering demise, okay, and that segment's getting harder and harder for them to exist because of multiple reasons, right? And customer confidence is generally very low in that area. And what's happening is brands are coming in, right? And because of a dearth in brands, it's a completely vacant space for brands in India. There are very few players who have managed to establish themselves as brands. So, Godrej with their furniture is probably the oldest furniture brand in the country. And they've also reinvented themselves with the modular furniture that they have. But even a Stanley has made a remarkable name in the market, and that's the kind of brands that are going to start cropping up, right? So that's what you're going to start seeing in the future, and it's a question of then marrying brand development with whatever product that you have. India makes some of the best solid wood furniture in the world. This is not something that I am saying. The data will tell you this. The best brands in the world buy their solid wood furniture out of India. So India is not any less than anywhere else. In terms of quality of product, there are only a few factories that actually offer that quality, and this is what I was talking about, organized and unorganized market. But where Germany, Italy, France, Spain are doing exceedingly well is their focus on design, right? And also the level of modernization and industrialization that they've had, they've been sitting on for the last 50-70 years at least within the furniture industry. And for us in India, it's been a 15-20 year journey in modern furniture production. So this is we are still very new within the modern furniture space. But we do have craftsmanship that has been around for hundreds of years. Okay, and it's a question of marrying these two, industrialization, mechanization with craftsmanship. So we are still behind in this area. I think in 15-20 years, we'll be, at par with the best in the world. I don't see any reason why. And as a market, right, not as individuals, like we at East consider ourselves to be world class, right? And we're not necessarily competing with any Indian brand. We just want to be the best that we can conceivably be. And but I think for even a company like ours to evolve as a new known brand in the market, maybe a 5 to 10 year journey. So our forte, our strength is working with solid wood, right? And this is not necessarily a very easy material to work with, because it is, as we call it, a living material. So there are certain restrictions to what you can do with this material and how it will behave. So learning and understanding how timber itself operates itself is a huge journey in one's growth. And so this is where our absolute expertise lies. It lies with solid wood and making solid wood furniture. As far as design is concerned, we started off with classical design, moved to contemporary design, so we are able to actually execute both with a certain amount of aplomb. So you're asking what for us sells the most. So sofas is what I'm getting. No, generally it's a 3-seater that sells the most. Yeah, and occasional chairs.